What is going on YouTube? I'm Jay Spandit, and I have a review video for you guys. It's kind of an unboxing slash little review. This is gonna be a review of the Bersa Bp9Cc. The B stands for Bersa. I think the P stands for pistol, if I'm not mistaken. 9 is the caliber of the pistol, which is going to be 9mm. The CC is going to be concealed carry. So this is a weapon pretty much designed for concealed carry. It is called the Bersa, as I said. This is the box that it's going to come in. It says Bersa on it. Nice little blue box. It'll have your serial number and stuff over here. I have mine a little taped off just for security reasons. And then this is the pistol here. So as you guys can see, it comes with 2 magazines and a safety locking pin, I think is what that's called. One thing to note about the packaging is it actually has a little hole here so that you can actually put like a lock on it, and you can actually use the case that it comes in as your lockbox for your weapon. So this is actually my wife's pistol. It's a very small little handgun, very thin back strap. It's lightweight. It's definitely something I would say, if you're a female, you're looking into wanting to carry, this is definitely the weapon to go for. Serial numbers are also located on these 2 pieces here. Again, I have mine hidden just for security reasons. So I mean, yeah, it comes with the 2 magazines. I believe the magazines are 8 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 7 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. So in total, I think you can have up to 8 rounds in your weapon. Both magazines are identical. There's no serial numbers on them, obviously. And then you have the safety pin, which is actually kind of cool. It has a little Bersa tag on it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the pistol itself, it's definitely a little pistol. I have my 9mm here just to show like a size comparison. And I mean, mine's is it's a lot bigger. I also have a 9mm Smith & Wesson, and it's a little bit bigger. Slide's a little bit heavy to pull at first. This gun hasn't been broken in yet, so it hasn't been fired. So maybe once a few rounds are put through it, it'll be a little lighter on the slide. Your magazine release is here. I believe you can release the magazine from both sides. So this is a ambidextrous pistol. So I think if you push on the left side, it'll release. If you push on this side, I'm not left-handed, yeah, and it will release from that side too. The pistol is not loaded. I don't have live ammunition right here, right now, only for the safety purposes of this recording of this video. The gun is a 9x19mm, so it takes 9mm Luger rounds. They're pretty reasonable. When the gun doesn't have a magazine in it, as you can see, the slide can pretty much slide freely. When the magazine is in it, the slide will actually lock back. And most guns will do that to let you know you're out of ammunition. So that's pretty neat. You can go ahead and release the mag and just give it a nice pull, and it'll unlock back in place. So I'm gonna actually show you guys again my 9mm. So as you guys can see, mine's a little bit longer. Even if I line like the grips up here, you can kind of see the back of it doesn't really line up with mine. So it's definitely a smaller handgun. I have the magazine here for mine. This is just an empty magazine. Holds up to 16 rounds. My gun is actually a 17 round pistol, so 1 in the chamber, 16 in the magazine. This is a double stack magazine, whereas though this one is not. So this is a single stack. It's definitely just meant for concealed carry. I wouldn't say this is a gun to go to the range with or anything. Nonetheless, I will be taking my wife to the range so she can get a feel for using her handgun. Similarities to this gun, I mean, it's a really nice gun. It looks like a Glock in my opinion. It looks like a mini Glock in a sense. I don't know much about Glocks, so I'm not even going to get into trying to name what Glock it looks like, but it does look like a Glock on certain angles. One thing that I really wanted to show here too is with the safety pin, you have this little safety spot here. So this gun actually doesn't have an actual safety. This is considered the safety here. Now this isn't something I would have on safe when you're concealed carrying it. So I would always have it, you know, in its firing position, which would be the F there and not in the safe position. It has a little indicator notch there to tell you. So all you do is just stick this in here and then you give it a good turn. As you can see, the notch is now on the S. And if I try to pull the trigger, it will not go with it being in the safe position, nor will it cock. You will not be able to cock this when it is in the safe position, which is why I recommend, if you're gonna conceal carry this, to always have it in its fire position, except for when you're at home, especially if you have kids. If you have kids and you're at home, put it in its safe position and, you know, have it in its, you can have it in this lockbox. Like I said, it has a hole on it to be able to lock it, and it will not cock at all. The trigger won't pull. So even if you have the magazine in there, you know, if a kid gets to it or anybody that doesn't have access to this, there's nothing they can do. The most they can do is go like this and just play around taking the magazine in and out. So, I mean, a lot of people are always worried about kids getting to their firearms. This is definitely a firearm that I would say is definitely something good to have to keep yourself protected. It can fit in a small purse. It can fit in a bigger purse, obviously. And you can also have it holstered too. And I mean, it'll be pretty light. I put just some rounds in it just to see what it would feel like loaded. And I mean, there's really not much of a difference, being as though the magazine is so small. So, yeah, I mean, for concealed carry, this is not bad. I don't know the price exactly for one of these online. My wife paid $375 plus tax, so it was like a little over $400 after taxes. But it's not bad though. I mean, for my 9mm, I paid like $450, and that's because I mean I got this when it was fairly new. Some people have said I did overpay for it. I didn't know that at the time. You know, I didn't know I overpaid, but apparently I did. This is the Smith & Wesson SD9VE. This is also a great gun. I'll probably do a review for this one at some time. I don't have the original box for it or anything anymore, so I can't do an unboxing, but, you know, great gun nonetheless. Got the iron sights, old-fashioned white dots. And that's a great freaking gun. But back to this guy. Let's go back to just the firing safety for a second. And I mean, as you can see, it's in the fire position. So obviously, I'm able to rack it or cock it, as some may say. And now, you know, let's say I just racked it. I have a live round in. I don't actually have a live round in, but let's say I did. Now I'm ready to fire, and then I can just give the pull on the trigger. And as you can see, that goes all the way back now. Now, let's say there's a magazine in. Like I said, it'll lock in position. Like I said earlier, if you try to pull the trigger while this is locked back, you'll actually end up locking the trigger. And I'm not sure if the gun will actually fire or not when it's locked back like this. I'm not sure if by some weird mechanics, it'll automatically rack and go off. But I'm sure this is a safety feature also. So if you're out of ammunition and you go to fire, it's gonna lock in position, just in case you may not notice it racked and you're still ready to fire. You're not put in a position where it'll click and, release the firing pin or anything like that. So, I mean, that's really handy in a sense. I think to get the trigger to go back here, you just release the slide. And as you can see, the trigger will go back. So I'll show you guys that one more time. Just the trigger locked in position. And then, as you can see, it locks back, or not locks back, but goes back into a firing position. And then this is a drop-free mag. This is what they call it. So if you hit the magazine release, it'll drop freely. Hence, drop free. So yeah, pretty nice gun though, guys. So has same fixed iron sights as my Smith & Wesson does. See if I can get it to focus here. Yeah, it won't really focus down the sights there. But yeah, that is the Bersa Bp9Cc. Not too much more to say about it. I mean, I have pretty big hands here, and I mean, as you can see, gun basically fits in the palm of my hand. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. That basically fits in the palm of my hand, whereas though my Smith & Wesson, which is my pistol, it just barely fits completely in my hand. So, I mean, like I said, I have fairly big hands. I don't have like huge monstrous hands, but I mean, this pretty much fits in the palm of my hand. And then just to take a look at the back straps here, I mean, you can basically see that the Bersa here on the right has a smaller back strap, and that's just because it's a smaller gun, single stack magazine, whereas though this is a double stack magazine. So both of them are concealed carry weapons. Mine's, I wouldn't say is a more manly version. I wouldn't say it's a more powerful version. They both shoot the same rounds. They pretty much both have the same amount of feet per second when firing. It's literally just down to the sizes of the pistols. I mean, even just sitting, if let's just cock this up, that way they're both racked. So I mean, even just side by side, you can see the Bersa is a definite smaller pistol. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I would say this is definitely something more for the female who may be looking to carry concealed. It'll definitely keep you protected. Most of the times in protection scenarios, you may not even have to fire your weapon. If you just show this to a bad guy, a lot of times that'll be enough right there. Nobody wants to get shot. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my review on this guy. It's a little hard to rack it. I kind of struggle a little bit with it, but it is a brand new pistol. It has not had a round put through it yet. I'm not sure if they test them in the factory and put rounds through them or not. But I mean, this hasn't had a round put through it by me, nor my wife, nor anybody else that we know of, according to the people we purchased it through. So I mean, yeah, there's the little magazine one more time for you guys to see. And the magazine actually gives the gun a little bit more size, as you can see here. Gives it a little more size at the bottom, a little more of something to put your hand on. And I mean, again, I have a fairly big hand, and you know, as you can see, my hand just barely fits completely on the pistol. So I recommend something like this more for a female who's looking to concealed carry. Nonetheless, if you are a male and you're looking to concealed carry, this is perfectly fine, you know, especially if you're just starting out. You don't want to have something on your hip that's weighing you down. For ladies, you know, if you don't want to have something in your purse that's super duper heavy, I would say definitely go with this guy. Very good price, small, but still packs just the same punch as this guy here would. And you know, it's a bigger gun. It's a little more intimidating. So yeah, I mean, with that being said, that's the Bersa Bp9Cc. So let's go ahead and put it back in the box there. Put the safety pin there. I'm not actually gonna have it in the safety mode as of right now, only because I don't have rounds for this one just yet. I do have live rounds for my Smith & Wesson, but my wife wants to buy separate rounds for her pistol for the time that we take it to the firing range, which I'll also try to get some video of this gun in action being fired. So with that being said, let's go ahead and close this guy up. It has these two little straps here. Again, the little hole here, you can put a lock on it. It has to be a fairly small lock. I don't think you can put like a standard size master lock through that hole. So I mean, maybe a little something smaller, like a locker style type of lock. I would recommend, you know, a smaller combination lock. You know, it makes it a little harder for children to get into. You know, just a standard key lock, anybody can get into that if they find the key. So that's the box there, bottom of it, and it's padded in the inside. So I mean, the only thing that's moving in there is that that little key thing. And show you guys there. As you can see, the only thing that moved was that little key thing. So, you know, your gun's not getting tossed around in there either. So, yeah, with that being said, that is the Bersa Bp9Cc for, I don't know how many times I said that in the video so far. And this is the Smith & Wesson SD9VE. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. I'm Jace Bandit. Enjoy the rest of your day.